Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Samantha S, and today I'm going to be talking about the impact of sports in South Africa. So my overall research question is, to what extent does sports impact the economic status within communities in South Africa? Okay, so this is just some background information. This is the overall economy of South Africa. So on this side is the overall population, and it goes by a 3-year average. So it's from 2014 to 2016, 2017 to 2019, and 2020 to 2022. And you can see here that it significantly increases by the million. And then I wanted to focus right here on the GDP, which is gross domestic product, and that's basically the market value of the different types of products and services throughout a country during a specific period of time. And as you can see, they're significantly increasing as well. And then on this side is basically the primary products, and this represents South Africa, and this represents it compared to other different low-income countries. And the manufacturing products are 62.9%. Oh, no, wait. Okay, so the primary markets are China, Asia, other USA, and Sub-Saharan Africa. And as you can see, the manufacturing products for South Africa are significantly higher than those of the other ones. And for the export, it is 48.3%, and is also higher than the other ones for this one as well. Okay, so basically, sports impacts the economy in South African communities positively by bringing in money, by hosting sporting events, selling athletic merchandise, tourism, and creating a sense of commonplace between the people within those communities. So hosting sporting events. This helps give talented athletes better opportunities, and it also helps give people job opportunities. So basically, there is a league called BAL, which is the Basketball African League, and it started in 2019 in Africa. And this brought in a lot of press and just an upheaval of a bunch of people getting to see the talented athletes and letting them bring it's letting them bring their talent to light. And job opportunities. So when it comes to sporting events, there are a lot of different parts of bringing one together, and there are a lot of different jobs involved, like the coaches, the athletes, the food, the merchandise, and everything like that. So this is a graph that represents the employment in South Africa, and it goes from about 1890 to 2010. And as you can see, it has significantly increased from about the hundreds to the millions. Okay, so selling of merchandise. There are brand deals and public investments. So brand deals, a lot of companies use a rhetorical appeal called ethos, which is when they use known famous people like athletes to represent a certain product that they're selling, and that basically makes the people, the consumers, think, oh, if they're using it, it must be good. Just like Stephen Curry, he did a commercial for Adidas, and that helped bring a lot of money for both the athlete and the company. And public investment. So when the public gets sight of a new face, whether it's through sports or any other industry related to that, they see that and they think, oh, maybe I want to make them a part of my team. So when they do that, they decide to help bring awareness to that particular person, and they do that through the selling of merchandise. And this graph shows the textile and apparel in a country's total merchandise exports by income group. And I just wanted to focus on the low income and the high income. So this is a graph that shows from 2000 to 2015, and the dark blue represents 2015. And as you can see, the low income is 6.6%, and the high income is 2.1%. That's 4.5% higher in low income countries than high income countries. Tourism. So basically, tourism exposes people to new cultures and ways of living and helps bring awareness. So when you travel and you go to a different area, usually they don't live the same way that you do. So that exposes you to different ways of living. And it helps bring awareness because a lot of the times that people from high income countries travel to low income countries, they see that they're not living as well off as people in high income countries. So a lot of people decide to do work there, whether it's water filtration or just helping with employment overall. So this graph shows tourism and employment in South Africa. And as total, just in South Africa, there's 711,746 people working in the tourism industry. which also goes back to giving a lot of people job opportunities. And this over here says tourism employs more workers than the mining industry. And this is by the thousand. So this is mining, which is 462,000, and this is tourism, which is 712,000, which is clearly a lot higher than mining. Creating relationships. So sports brings people together through common interests and common backgrounds, and it helps reconcile broken communities. In one of the stimulus sources provided by College Board, there was Hoops by Bill Bamberger. And basically he was a photographer, and he went around the world because he saw that he went to a low-income country like South Africa, and he saw that they had just one basketball hoop, just one. But there were a lot of kids and other people playing there together. They didn't even know each other, but played together. And basically this interested him because he thought, okay, this is a low-income country, but they used whatever they had to build one thing so that a bunch of people can bond together. So he went around the world and took pictures of a bunch of different places that did the same thing. Okay, so this shows neighborhood support, which is the communities. So on the left is the inputs, which are human resources and coordination, and on the bottom is physical resources, which is also an input, and these are listed outcomes. So there's neighborhood cohesion, so they come back together, community ownership, lifelong participation, club creation, club participation, school participation, after school participation, PE participation, early childhood development participation, and employment of community. And that's just some of the outcomes that come from the community coming together. Okay, so some limitations could be injury and poor mental health. As you all know, in low-income countries, they usually don't have the proper medical resources to do that compared to what we have. So when they play sports, they're more prone to injury. And this graph right here shows the different kinds of levels of injury. And right here is South Africa. And this is unintentional injuries, and that's the dark gray, which is right here, and unintentional would be considered sports, because in sports, most people unintentionally get injured while playing. So some solutions: sports help improve your health more than it may destroy it, and it helps people maintain a healthy lifestyle. So by staying active, they help prevent a lot of future diseases that may come in the future. And this is a graph from a psychology study that has the physical, psychological, and social benefits of sports. Some of the physical benefits would be lower blood pressure, lower BMI, higher insulin sensitivity, better bone density, a decrease in chance of heart disease, and a better resting heart rate. Psychological benefits would be academic performance is better, self-image, the way they see themselves, their perception of themselves is also better, life satisfaction, they feel happy with their choices, perceived health status, so they're overall just healthier, reduced feelings of depression and anxiety because it gives them something to look forward to, something to bond with others, and promotes a better self of well-being. And social benefits: teamwork, teaches them how to work with other people, group problem solving, building relationships, competition, discipline, accountability, and self-motivation. So this is also just another graph. Active kids do better in life. So all the way on the left, you can see the active parents associated with active kids. And here it says they have physically active children, 1 out of 10 as likely to be obese, up to 40% higher test scores, less smoking, 15% more likely to go to college, 15%, 7 to 8% higher annual earnings, and reduced risk of heart disease, stroke, cancer, diabetes, which ties back to just overall better health. So in conclusion, sports give low-income countries an opportunity to make their economy stronger and create new possibilities for future generations to come. Sports impacts the economy in South African communities positively by hosting sporting events, selling merchandise, tourism, and bonding between people. These are some of the resources that I used throughout the presentation. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
I do have 2 questions for you. Oh, go, clap. My apologies. First question, how did your research question evolve as you worked your way through the whole process?
So in the beginning, my research question was actually really broad. I was struggling with finding a way to put it in just one single place while including a stimulus source. But once I dug deeper into the stimulus sources first, I found that in Hoops. One of the pictures on there was actually from South Africa, so I was able to tie that in with that. And when I did more research about South Africa, it turned out that there's actually a lot of studies about sports there.
Okay, and if you had more time, what additional research would you have conducted?
I probably would have wanted to go a little bit more in depth about the health benefits, because I feel like that's something that a lot of low-income countries need to bring to light, because low-income countries are mostly known for not having good medical benefits, but they've bettered it because of athleticism and different sports.